There's so much talent in this metro area, surrounding area, that I could have had a top 50 list, but a lot of wide receivers and defensive backs on this list, not as much size, but let's get right to the list. A lot of talent, a lot of players you'll hear about in the near future.
And you'll also are able to see this list at sportsnola.com, where Renee keeps everybody up to date on everything in recruiting. Let's start at number 10. We have a wide receiver from Lutcher, Dontre Davis.
Now, Dontre Davis, Texas A&M and Ole Miss are neck and neck, Rick. Auburn and LSU are notch behind. Arkansas, Georgia, Kansas, Kansas State, Missouri. He comes back for the ball, 6'1", 190, great hands. He's got a vice grip on the passes. He fends off tight coverage and is a playmaker out of Lutcher. He's going to be a good one.
And next is a wide receiver from Karr, a member of the all-name team, Racey McMath.
6'3", 200 pounds. LSU's his favorite. Mississippi State right behind. Very sure-handed, high points the ball, yards after catch. He must catch away from his body a little bit more, and you know what that is, Rick. Memphis, Tulane, Louisiana Tech, Kansas, Cincinnati, and Arizona, all very interesting.
And next on the list at number 8, coming to you from Brother Martin, a name that you're going to hear a little later on the list as well. This is Trey Swilling.
Committed to Georgia Tech. Good hips, good break on the ball, anticipation, very smooth in transition. Basketball player, shows what kind of athlete he is. Good feet, and he's very instinctive. He closes on the ball very quickly.
And now from Riverdale, number 7 on our list is an outside linebacker, Josh Clark.
Headed to Ole Miss, 6'3", 225. He has had a meteoric rise. Athletic, he plays well in space. He seals that edge. A good first step. Never repeats the same mistake. A hard worker, and he pursues the ball very, very well. He's going to be a good one. And Riverdale doesn't turn out a lot of players. Of course, they've had a few in the past, but he's right in line with some of the good athletes they have.
And someone with a very interesting story from Landry Walker, cornerback, Michael Lee.
And he committed to Kansas, and he graduated early. He's a 4.5 guy. He is actually on campus for the Jayhawks as we speak. His cousin is Dwayne Thomas, who plays at LSU. Michael's very athletic, plants and drives. He runs track. He's good in run support. He plays with a lot of juice, but you know, he got out in summer school, so he had eligibility to move on to Kansas, and he took advantage of it.
Excellent. And somebody that I saw Jamboree week, and they beat Riverside this past week on the first NBC Prep Showcase from John Ehret, the Patriots cornerback Tyrell Bailey.
Texas A&M is a heavy favorite. Ole Miss right behind. He's got good hips, recovery. He's a lockdown kind of cornerback, as you can see, Rick. Good ball skills, very intense, smooth, good closing speed. Arkansas, Colorado, Houston, Arizona, Kansas State, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia Tech are all really wanting to get him secured for their program.
And next at number 4, a charging Buccaneer from Landry Walker, someone we've had on this show twice already, Renee, Quinn Thompson.
And he'll be on again real soon. You know, comparisons to Dak Prescott. Now, he's not as thick. He's 6'4", 225, but he's committed to Mississippi State. He's got accuracy, 60 to 65 yards, very over the top. He changes from a sidearm delivery to more over the top. He's a straight A student. He can make all the throws, and he's also an excellent basketball player to show what kind of skills he has.
And another defensive back, this time a Ron Eagle from McDonough 35. Defensive back Brad Stewart.
Great football IQ. He'll come up and challenge, very smart, recognizes. He flips those hips. Florida, Mississippi State, and Ole Miss lead the pack, but Florida State, Arizona, and Alabama are in the mix with a 6', 195-pound cornerback or safety.
And at number 2, a running back or a linebacker to be determined. An explosive player, Renee, for Brother Martin, Bruce Jordan Swilling.
You know, he could be a Miles Jack kind of guy. Sees time on both sides of the ball. He's powerful. He had 2,062 yards rushing last year, 34 touchdowns. He had 344 yards, 7 touchdowns in St. Stanislaus last year. He could be an outside linebacker, could still carry the ball, very athletic. He is a game changer, very good vision, 6', 215.
And we have 2 number 1s to round out the top 25. This number 1 is a wide receiver from a meet, Devonta Smith.
One-time Georgia commit. He now has Miami, LSU, and Alabama among his top 3. 4.45 sprinter. Great ball skills, tremendous work ethic. He's a playmaker. He's explosive, good catching radius, and he's going to come down to signing day before he makes his final decision.
And to top the list right there at number 1, along with Devonta Smith, this is a St. James Wildcat quarterback, Lowell Narcisse.
You know, he's an LSU commit, and he injured his knee again. As you know, Rick, he's a team leader. Look what he did last year coming back from a knee injury. He's a dual threat. He suffered both knee injuries, and he's worked hard to return. I wouldn't put anything past him. Wherever he goes, he will have time to redshirt and get back his skills. He has the capabilities of lifting a team on his shoulders. He can make all the throws, and what an athlete he has. Look at the size he has, too.
And there is the top 11 out of the top 25 that we started last week. Renee, isn't it amazing from year to year how the composition of a top 10 or top 25 changes? Last year we saw lineman after lineman after lineman, and this year it's backs, but especially defensive backs, receivers, even linebackers.
9 wide receivers are on my group, 7 DBs. It goes to show a lot of skill position, of course, coming out of New Orleans. You know, we produce so many NFL players, and I'm including the River Parishes, North Shore, and so on. But there's so much skill, and it goes to show you, if you haven't been to a high school game in the past, go watch the stars of the future. Not only in college, many make it to the highest level that can be. I talked about, and there's so many great stories on this show, we always kind of go under the helmet a little bit and tell you why these guys are good and tell you a little bit about themselves. A lot of these guys are excellent student athletes, good grades and things like that. So go out and catch a high school game. You're really missing a treat if you haven't been to your alma mater in quite a while.
Oh, absolutely, because Louisiana is blessed with the best high school football in the country. Not just players, but great coaches and schools as well. Well, that's our top 25, and we're going to be moving on to meet some Hornville Tigers next. This is Rick Ailey along with Renee Nato. This is PRI, Prep Recruiting Insider at Moe's.